Our topic of the week, breathing. Hey everybody. So this week we're going to talk about breathing technique. But before I do want to remind you that we're doing these videos and we're training for Ironman, 40-week training program. We're doing all this to bring awareness and to raise funds for Tying Vines. It's a nonprofit doing humanitarian work for Syrian refugees in Lebanon. It's a great work they're doing. We're trying to raise funds for this particular camp or this area in Lebanon. These people have lost essentially everything. They're in a foreign country, can't work. They can't earn money to support their family. It's a real mess. And so, love for you to check out my links in the description below. There's a donate link to Ironman Foundation. Our cause is called Melissa's Promise. You can watch my other videos to learn more about the cause and what we're doing. Hit that donate button if you would. Just a weekend out's worth of money goes a really long way and makes a huge impact in the lives of these families. So I love you to be a part and join our journey. Okay, so let's talk about breathing technique. Last week, we talked about running technique. Well, running and breathing go pretty much hand in hand, of course. So having a solid breathing technique is really, really important to improving your overall running economy and to prevent injury. So when I first started, this has been 6 years ago, when I first started in all this triathlon nonsense, my son, who got me into this, he recommended that I read a book called Running on Air. It was written by Bud Coates, and it was sponsored by not sure. But the book is a great book. He promotes the concept of rhythmic breathing. It absolutely helped me manage my oxygen turnover and just being more efficient in and allowing an increased pace as a result. So really, really great breathing technique. So let's talk about why breathing technique is important in your running economy. Oxygen is king. Okay, that's the fuel that turns the motor. Okay, so improving pace, overall running economy, energy demand, all that requires more oxygen. The way to increase oxygen turnover is proper technique. All right, so let's talk about, and this is Bud's words, not mine. All right, so to increase oxygen turnover, you have to learn to breathe from your belly and not so much your chest. I know we're kind of used to, when inhaling, you just kind of try to expand your chest, okay? Your chest cavity, that's where your lungs are, understood, and that's effective. But a way more effective way to turn over an increased amount of oxygen is to expand, when you inhale, to concentrate on pushing out on your stomach. That allows that diaphragm to drop down, which is actually a contraction. It's an involuntary contraction, and it creates a bit of a cavity, or it just allows a higher amount of oxygen or air intake. Air, some portion of that is oxygen, and it allows more oxygen to get to your lungs, higher turnover. It's critically important to increase overall economy. So you're now breathing from your belly is what Bud calls it. One really important tandem technique is to fully exhale. So you breathe in, and when you breathe out, you're forcefully breathing out, getting all the air out of your lungs. It then, again, involuntarily, you're going to suck in more air. You're just going to be really, really efficient. You're not going to leave any spent air or oxygen in your lungs when you force that out. So one benefit of rhythmic breathing is reduced injury. Now, rhythmic breathing, what Bud Coates talks about, he promotes a rhythm of 3 breaths, 3 air intake over 3 foot strikes, and exhale over 2 foot strikes. So it's 3 in, 2 out, a 3-2 rhythm. If you are increased pace or effort, and you're not able to effectively, you can't wait that long, 3 foot strikes, then you can drop it to a 2-1. But you notice there's an offset. There's a 3-2 or a 2-1. There's not a 2-2 or a 3-3. And that is because you want to alternate your exhale on your alternating foot strikes. Okay, that is going to allow balance in your core as you run. If you load one side with an exhale every time, your core muscles are most vulnerable during the exhale. And so as you land on that, let's say that left foot over and over, and you're talking about thousands of foot strikes, and you're exhaling in a weak position, it promotes injury. Okay, so you want to alternate the exhale on either foot, and the way to do that is by rhythmic breathing, a 3-2. You're always alternating, so you provide some balance to your core during running. Another benefit is in a 3-2 is that when you inhale 3 foot strikes, when you inhale, the diaphragm contracts. That is your most stable. Your core is most stable at that point. So you're actually, over the period of time, you're 3-2. You're 3 foot strikes in a stable position relative to 2 foot strikes in the exhale. So you're overall in a more stable situation throughout your run session. So that's another benefit. It's injury reduction. He gets into a lot of the science of breathing. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm no scientist, so I would not do it justice. Let me summarize by saying, get the book, Bud Coates, Running on Air. It's a great read. You will absolutely benefit. Your run pace, your overall health and fitness will benefit from having a proper breathing technique to go hand in hand with your proper running technique. Okay, I've been using this technique since 2013. Love it. I think I've benefited from it, and I don't get side stitches. I mean, just there's a laundry list of benefits. So give it a try. Hope it helps.